What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the Samurai Radio Sports Network. And today, you see it by the title, it's probably why the reason you clicked on the video more than anything is who's to blame? Gase versus Tannenbaum. This is something I'm seeing a lot on Twitter, and I thought I'd like to break it down for you guys. And I had notes in a notebook, but I remember them off the top of my head, so I'll be able to do it. I have about 3 or 4 points for each person and each candidate and why I have my reasoning. So let me put it out here for you guys before you start watching the video. What do I think? Who do I like more? Who would I rather keep? The answer, simply, Adam Gase. I think that Adam Gase is a coach. I think he's obviously he's a coach, but I think he's a very good coach. And I think that he can succeed with the Miami Dolphins under the right people. Now, Chris Grier was a great hire as a general manager. And now I think that Mike Tannenbaum kind of has too much power. I think that he's the guy that needs to go. Bad contracts, never able to really get anything going with the Dolphins, and kind of not really the guy for the job, if you really want to put it that way. And so with that, I think it's kind of time for Tannenbaum to go. But let me get into my points on why Gase needs to stay and why Tannenbaum needs to go. So, point number 1 for Adam Gase. Coaches need their time to tool their roster. Guys, it's only been a year and a half since Gase was the head coach of the Miami Dolphins and hired. Since we saw the tweet in early January letting us know that Adam Gase would be our future head coach. And guys, it takes time to build a roster. You know, when you don't have the pieces there, and a lot of would argue and say that they're there, coaches want guys that fit their roster. Coaches want guys under their hierarchy. They don't want guys that were from previous establishments, I guess you could say, previous coaching staffs. That's where you see certain guys go. One example of someone who Gase wanted to keep who was under a different establishment was Lamar Miller, and Tannenbaum didn't want to pay Miller. Now, he hasn't done anything really big, and he hasn't done anything special, and neither really you could argue has Jay Ajayi. I mean, besides a couple big runs there, Jay Ajayi is part of a 3-back set in Philly, but the guys he's wanted to keep, he's kept, and the guys that he's wanted to let go, he's let go, and he wants to keep his guys. He doesn't want to keep anybody else's guys, and for that, and with that, you got to give the argument, you have to have the facts to know that he wants his guys. He wants the guys that are going to fit his roster. And it takes a while for a coach to get his way, especially a coach like Adam Gase under the Miami Dolphins hierarchy, I guess you could say. Now, Chris Grier has done a great job as GM, but I think maybe it's time to let Tannenbaum hit the high road. And what I put down there was hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Now, number 2 is that Gase, regardless of what anybody wants to say, has proven that he's a leader. I mean, he's gotten guys to believe in his system, and the guys who haven't believed, they're gone. And a lot of people are saying, oh, well, Joe Philbin was a leader in his first couple of years too. That doesn't mean anything. Yeah, Joe Philbin and good old Adam Gase, 2 different things. 2 completely different things. 2 completely different coaches. 2 completely different characters in general. Philbin was more of a kind of guy, and Adam Gase is more of a my system, my fit guy, and if you don't want to be in it, then get out. Point number 3, and I'm going to only stick with 3 on this one, is that Gase just needs time to build his coaching staff as well. Not every coaching staff is going to be perfect off the rip. Wasn't in New England, wasn't in Green Bay, wasn't in Denver. Not every coaching staff, regardless of how many players you have, is going to be perfect from top to bottom. Gase definitely needs a new offensive coordinator, in my opinion. And I think that he needs a better medical staff. He needs better trainers. He needs better position coaches. Burke can stay. And you know what? Clyde Christensen can stay too. But they need better position coaches. They need a better medical staff. He's still tooling his staff just like he's still tooling his roster. It takes time to build a team. Rebuilds don't just happen in a day. If you want to take it, Rome wasn't built in a day. You know, the United States of America wasn't built in a day. Even though you don't probably want to say it, China, Russia, like big dominant powers, England, wasn't built in a day, built over time. The United Kingdom, basically, built over time. Now, that's countries, continents, like cities, everything like that, but not different than a football team. You have to build from the ground up He's going to have to keep tooling his roster. He's going to have to keep tooling his coaching staff. Once he finds the perfect fits, he finds the perfect fits. And guys end up getting jobs. Vance Joseph got a job. Granted, definitely a couple years too early. But hey, he got a job. And for all you trashing Matt Burke, just to put this out there, for everyone that's trashing Matt Burke, look at the one thing he's done that we haven't been able to do. He improved our running game significantly. Even minus William Hayes yesterday, the running game wasn't atrocious. It was still pretty good. I mean, yeah, they let up a lot more yards than they have in recent weeks, but the running game this year has gone up significantly from what it was last year. Our corners have been playing better. I know a lot of people love to say Xavier Howard's been playing bad. He really hasn't been playing bad. There's a couple plays here and there where he's a little lost, but granted, you know what? He is a second-year guy. Even Cordrea Tankersley has had a couple plays where he's been lost, and he's been playing well. You get the addition of Bobby McCain, who's been playing outstanding under Matt Burke, who everyone thought was just a complete and utter mistake under Vance Joseph. And you get Tony Lippett back next season. That cornerback group is going to be good. And he's been able to work with guys like Chase Allen, like Mike Hull, like Stephon Anthony, and improve them in the coverage game and do things that we've seen them do, but then fail under other people. Now, obviously, Chase Allen, Mike Hull, not really because they're young. But Stephon Anthony, for example, in New Orleans. Then let's get to Tannenbaum. All right. Tannenbaum, in my opinion, with the Jets and with the Dolphins, is always 2 years, and I'm out. He does his good in 2 years, and then Tannenbaum gets his power, and it just is gone. Down the hill, gone. And it's just what happens. He gets his power after being a really good president, GM for 2 years, and then it's just downhill from there. Happened with the Jets, 2 straight AFC Championship games, and then went downhill. It's happening now with the Dolphins. He's got to go now rather than late. Second reason, apparently there's rumblings that him and Gase haven't been getting along. Personally, I'd take the good head coach over the president. When you have a good GM that's there and you can hire a guy to look over things rather than Tannenbaum. The next thing I have to put down is New York Jets. I mean, that's all. Look at what he did to the Jets, and we don't want that to be the Dolphins. I'd say, why not start a hashtag on Twitter? Fire Tannenbaum. Why not? I mean, everyone wants to do this fire Gase stuff. Why not run the fire Tannenbaum hashtag on Twitter? I know I'm about it. Are you guys? Tannenbaum is the issue, not Gase. A lot of guys won't be able to admit it, but it's true. Either way, I'll see you guys next time. And as always, peace.